the first when I was in the UK and I first went into a strip club. I'd never been in a strip club until my first night as a dancer.
Stop.
Mm.
Oh,
So
you live on the wild side.
I literally go in there and I thought it was just topless. And
Right,
then
right,
I did my first dance and basically ripped the guy off because I
right,
didn't take my bottoms off and the bouncer had to come and be like, you meant to take your thong off. And I was like,
right,
okay.
right.
The next one, I leapt straight on top of the guy, got everything off. And they're like, no, that's the VIP. You're not allowed to get naked in the VIP. I was like, oh my God. So I got it completely wrong. But that was like, I love the feeling of excitement.
Mm-hmm.
So then from doing that to then traveling the world, dancing. So
Hell
it's like,
yeah.
getting on a flight and going to Australia and auditioning in a new club. Like
Right.
it's exciting, but each time
Hell
you do
yeah.
something new,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you get used to that after a year of
Yeah, no, totally agree. I have a lot of people who ask me how come I don't shoot as many mainstream scenes anymore. And it's not that I don't love shooting, like I really do, but I feel like the fire, like the passion for it,
Mhm,
like that's kind of gone for me.
mhm,
I'm like, I need to like be behind the camera, I think. And I realize I do love shooting other people. Like I think it's
mhm.
so much fun, but I'm like, oh, maybe that's my journey right now.
Yeah, it's like making art. Like it's like
Right. Yeah.
like
Like, and there's so many different kinds. Like, oh, we can make it work. Hell, in this industry, there's so many different niches.
mhm,
Now, going from like dancing to doing mainstream porn, like I said,
mhm.
that's a big jump. Was there anything that you expected that was just not what it seemed?
That's a difficult question actually.
Hmm.
Um, I think I was expecting it to be more. I want to say I was expecting it to be more difficult. My friend said it's like that
Yeah.
porn is like the least sexy sex you'll ever have.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think it is very much like you're there to, to do the job and everything like
Right.
this. But I think it's not, I imagine it to be a lot more stops and starts.
Yeah.
It's not like it can, and I suppose it depends what kind
It
of
depends.
scene.
Right.
Yeah.
It depends, but I totally get what you mean.
Mm,
People, when they describe it, it kinda sounds a little bleak, I think,
mm,
with some people in the industry, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, like, the director's there, and then the
mm,
lights are there, and
mm.
there's so many people in the room," and it's like, "Yeah, that's happening."
Yeah.
But you're also kinda locked in with this person, and, like, you're both doing your job, but it's
Mm.
also like you're working together to just make sure you can get it
Yeah.
done. Like, so it I wouldn't say it's not enjoyable, it's just not what you
Yeah.
expect. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to explain until you're doing it, but I think for guys, the easiest is like, imagine if there's 50 dudes around you while you're trying to jack off onto your girl.
Yeah.
Can you come?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I can come. Okay, try it.
Yeah.
Let's just try it.
It's like, yeah, it's kind of like it is sexy and hot, but it's not like erotic. But like it's not a personal
Right,
erotic
right.
experience. It's not like a personal sensual experience, but it is hot.
Yes.
Like I get to be a
Yeah.
stepmom a lot, and I'm like, this is hot.
You
Like
like it?
I'm banging my stepson. Like it's kind of like I'm a freak. I'm like real kinky. So I'm like, that
Yeah.
would be hot if I was a stepmom and I'm doing this like
Right.
naughty taboo thing.
That
So
is
being
hot.
in the role, like I think
Mhm.
that's it. Like like they always say, like
Yeah.
stay in character, even
Mm.
if you're kind of like rolling with whatever's going on, you're just staying in the
Do you
character.
have a favorite like scenario now because of porn? Because they give us a lot of wild scenarios, right? Like the
Oh.
stepson, you're like the weirdest, most random stuff. I did a threesome with my stepsister, who was also kind of my twin
Mm,
in a video. It was really weird. So porn just kind of, they'll create
yeah.
it to fit their narrative. Have you done any though that have like kind of caught your eye and you're like, oh, I think I
Ooh.
might like that?
I think my stepdaughter scene where it was like we had like a family four-way.
Oh, like a like swapping.
Yeah,
Okay, got
like
you.
the family swap.
Love that.
That was
That's hot.
hot. Um, and I think it depends on the chemistry you've got with the people
Fuck
because
yeah.
the girl that I worked with,
Yeah.
Desi, she was just like we just had really, really great chemistry. I think it was like her first time or like her second time in with a MILF or something like this, and her first time
Oh,
doing a four-way.
yummy. Yeah.
And there was lots of dialogue and like oh that was it. And that one I had to break the fourth wall. Basically I was carrying the whole script, breaking the fourth wall. And like, yeah, I didn't know that lines were going to be so difficult. Like,
Lines are difficult.
yeah.
I think a lot of porn people are like secretly like good at acting,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't get time to prepare half
Mm-mm.
the time. Like they're just like, okay, here's your script when you get on
Yeah.
set, and you're like, did we have this last night? Because I would have gone over it. Like,
Or it changes at the last
yes,
minute
yes. And they're
or
like, oh, we have to change this because cancellations or anything,
mm,
something they don't think it'll hit is good on the site. And
yeah.
you just got to work with it. What do you think has been like your funnest day on set so far? Doing content and doing mainstream stuff.
Oh, and content. Content. Content I gotta say with my man because like we just
Yeah.
literally he'll just come up with something like on Halloween he came up with
Oh,
this
God,
like
same
on
girl.
his way over to my house on Halloween. This is like probably my favorite video. He come over and he was like, right, so because I've got a front porch and
Mm.
he's like, we're gonna shoot on your front porch, like cover your body up so you're just like an ass, like a porn
Yes, like it's
thing.
sticking out. Yeah.
And then there's like
Love.
the candy and this and take one. And
Yeah.
so I've got this like plaid and orange, black and orange plaid like cover, and I also had some
Mm.
sea cover, so I literally covered my body up so that I just
Yes.
literally look like an ass and pussy right there, and that was really fun because he literally came up with it. He's like, "We're gonna do this," and I'm
That's
like,
hot.
"Okay," and we're
No,
on my
it's
front
so
porch as well.
it's
So
hot because I mean, I feel like when you're the girls, unless you're a guy creator,
mhm,
you get burnt out. The girls are always
mhm,
doing so much stuff, like between the customs and your personal content and then
mhm.
your collabs or mainstream. There's literally a million different things that you're busy doing. So I think you've got the cheat code with having a man that will just come up with an idea. That is like, oh, that would save me. Like
Yeah,
that would literally save me.
it's like we get to
Now,
have our like personal personal life, but then it all feeds into
right.
itself because like we're in the lifestyle as well, so it's like everything's
Yes.
kind of like, and all our friends is like freaks and stuff, so it's like, well,
Right.
not, I'd say most of
Right.
them, I can't out everyone that's my friend for being a freak show,
Do
but
you think that coming from the lifestyle and, having a background as a dancer has really kind of helped you be like so comfortable with like your porn aesthetic, really?
I'd say so. I'd say so definitely because and knowing myself, I
Yeah.
think that's it. Like being a dancer for so long, like people will try push your buttons. People
Oh,
will
yeah.
like,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
have to like literally. It's like they say that to be an expert in something, you have to do 10,000 hours or something. It's something to be an expert. And
Ooh.
I did the math real quickly,
You're like, I got that.
and I was like, I'm actually done like 20,000 hours of this. I didn't know I
Yeah.
did 10,000 hours after 7 years of dancing. So I was like, yeah, I got this. So now I think that I know like
Yeah.
how to react when somebody pushes a boundary or like,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of so I can stay in my own character instead of getting so overstimulated by
Yes.
somebody
Yes.
else. So that's really
Oh,
great
and
when it
that's
comes
big.
to
That is big in
in
our
any,
industry.
yeah,
How,
in the
well, in any
industry.
industry, but genuinely in our industry, people sort of feed off the drama and
Mm,
the troubles that go on, even if it's between performers to the detriment of your career.
mm,
So I think it's really good to like have that security in yourself that when you need to pull back or even
mm,
just take yourself out of the situation. Like that's good. Like that's
mm.
outstanding. Now, do you have any people that because you've only been shooting for X amount of time that you haven't been able to work with, but you are gonna get them someday?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Um, Somebody mentioned to me before, who's the guy that's got, oh, Dread. Somebody mentioned me Dread because he's got a big dick and it's
Oh,
anal.
he's got
So when I
big
did
dick.
an anal shoot, they said, oh, you should, because they were like, oh,
They
do I get
suggested
scared?
him?
Yeah.
Girl,
Well,
you should then if they're suggesting it. Oh my God, I was so scared. I didn't do it. That's how scared I was. I was like, I don't
I think
know.
it's that like when's the last time you did something for the first time? It's like doing something that's having something that's like seems like a challenge or to scare me.
Yeah.
That's kind of like that's where the
Right,
juice
the
of the
line.
fruit is for me. It's
Yeah.
like, you know,
Right. You're like, I'm gonna scratch that itch.
like
I'm gonna test it out.
can I break my arsehole? They've got that brand, Arseholes Live Forever, and I'm like, mine won't.
I have I have a bag right there, funny enough.
Oh,
It says
really?
that their assholes live forever on the front side. And then the other side says drug money.
Ah,
And I forgot that it said that. And I took that to the airport.
oh my
And
God.
I was like, uh-oh, let me flip that sucker around. So love the brand, but very risky,
Yeah,
very risky. And no, your asshole doesn't live forever if you don't take
mine,
care of it.
mine. I think it gets regular stretching and use, but
See, you take care of it. You take care of it.
arse
Yeah.
yoga.
Some girls they just jump into anal and they're just like boom, no stretching, no prep, just like boom.
But the funny thing is that like I do like to like at home my private life with my boyfriend.
Oh
I
yeah.
love anal as well. Like 100%.
Stop.
No,
In your girl. Oof.
literally, if I had every time that we were in a hotel and we were like shooting some content and stuff, but
Right.
we didn't have the camera on the whole time. And I had my legs
Mm.
up in the air and he was fucking me in the ass from underneath and I squirted and I was like, fuck, we didn't get that on camera. Like literally, like I wish we could get that on camera
I
because
was
it was really good. Like
I
if we
was
had a
gonna
camera
ask
person.
in dating someone because you guys, you're in the industry. You seem like you like those moments, you know, when you miss, like, a good shot, you're like,
Mm,
"Damn, we miss it." But don't you ever appreciate, like, not having the cameras on after shooting so much?
yeah, no, 100, you need to. Like, I
Yeah.
think, like, I feel like if I didn't, like, I love sex, and,
Amen.
you know, no matter what it is, it's always gonna be that I'm gonna have, the best sex, have the most fun sex with my boyfriend at home. So sometimes, you need to miss those times so that you can still have the good sex and love
Right.
sex. Otherwise, it's just gonna burn you. I think it would probably burn me out. If I didn't love sex anymore, it'd be like going to
Oh
work.
my
But
god, yeah, I'd be sad.
my granddad said to me when I was a kid, he said, "Find a job you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life."
You're like, "I'm not working, baby." That's
So yeah,
awesome.
keeping it fresh and
Aw, he
everything.
doesn't know, but that really made it good.
Well, the bad thing is that he's dead, and people, how when people on the internet they're like, "Oh my God, your parents must be so proud, your dad failed," and I'm like,
Yeah.
my dad actually died when I was like really, really young, like 3.
Like, so I hope you feel like an asshole.
But that's even worse though, because he's looking down. He's seeing more than he would if he accidentally went on the internet. If you believe that, I don't know. That's just my
Well,
fucked up mind, probably.
my dad, he verbatim said, "It's gotta be someone's daughter." So
Mm,
I just look at it like that. I'm like, "Yeah, it does have to be someone's daughter, and you're lucky enough that it was yours." Like,
yeah.
awesome. Like,
I said that I will only be judged by if there's a monk who literally sits there all day long meditating and eating rice and not even treading on an ant, and they've never looked at Victoria's Secret's catalogue and had a
right,
little
he's the
sneaky hand
perfect monk,
shandy,
yeah,
and
mhm.
he's never been into a strip club and he's never watched porn, he can judge me.
Yeah,
Anyone else,
yeah,
like,
get the fuck out of
it's
here.
like, how can you eat a steak and then judge a butcher for killing
Mhm,
a cow? Do
mhm.
you know what I mean? People are consuming the product, so you can't hate on the person there
Right,
wouldn't be a market.
and
Like,
ironically, you're mad at us, right, for, like, creating the product. Be mad at the people who are consuming it. If we didn't have a market, we
mm,
wouldn't be doing it, like, figure it out, and it's also the same people who are mad. That's the irony. I'm like, it's all still men. Like, I don't know if
yeah.
you know that. Or the evangelicals, they're, like, very upset with us. But it's okay because we're thriving in our own little porn world. Now, do you have any projects that you've done that you're super proud of that you wanna give a shout out to? Maybe something we can find so we can get a little taste of you for those of us who've never seen your stuff.
I've got a really new project
Mm.
that is like brand new. Like I just
Ooh, I love
started like last week, and it's kind of like faceless. So
yummy.
it's called Cut You Pay Me.
A cuck site.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
it's at the moment I've just got we started making the content,
Yeah, yeah.
and I've done three
Ooh,
shoots
I
like of
love
like
it.
collabs,
Mhm.
and basically the idea is because my boyfriend is BBC Black Ops, so he's
Yeah.
got his own like thing that he does with that.
Right.
And then with our Cuck You Pay Me, the idea is that it's for the cucks that haven't got a hot wife to cuck them. Because
Mm.
there's loads of people that they're fascinated, they're
No,
so
that's
into it, and they
yeah,
haven't
no,
got a
they
hot
love
wife.
it, but they can't literally can't participate.
So it can be on like video chat or it can be POV.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
like I'm cucking you in the phone or the camera,
Right.
and you're seeing me get this big dick
Yes.
that you wish you were getting it, or you're a
That
sissy,
is
or you're a
such a good
because yeah, the
idea.
sissies and I'm like I say, I'm kinky, so I'm like I love
Yeah.
that,
I
and
love it too. I didn't think I would, but you know when you do customs and they want you to say something, I
mhm.
was like really nervous, but then I realized when I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, I went over like 5 minutes just like talking. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, I think I like
I think I
that.
do like
Like,
this. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I'm a good talker. Do you think you're a good talker?
I I definitely talk a lot. Like, luckily, people always about my accent. Like, oh my god, I love your
Oh,
accent. I love your
I
accent. I'm like, it's a
bet.
good job you like my accent because I talk all the
I
time.
fucking bet. That's good. You should
Mm.
do that. You should do like a whole like English series.
So I've done some accent comparison things, like a little bit, but I think I've literally got in my phone. I think every content creator
Yeah.
has got like, well, probably everyone, whatever you're passionate in, you've got this list that's like this.
Right.
And I'm like, I've got a friend she looks just like Meghan Markle,
Mm.
and I was like, oh my god, because I don't know how much you know about the British royal family, but the
Mhm.
king now, who's now the
Mhm.
king, his now wife has got red hair. She's called Fergie.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, we could do like a stepmom. Like she's Meghan Markle and
Holy
I'm her
shit.
stepmom.
Yeah.
And that's not very good. Like Fergie isn't like, She definitely isn't a MILF, I wouldn't say, but she's like,
No, but people would
but she's
watch
like
that.
the
That's
like,
hot.
yeah,
People love stuff like that. The spoof stuff is
this is
big. Like
fun.
it's
Like,
and it is fun. Honestly, it
mm,
really is. The feature stuff is fun too. But again, unless you get your lines ahead of time, it's stressful. Like
mm,
it's really stressful because you have like whole parts and feature movies for
mm,
porn. It's like fascinating.
yeah.
Do you have any companies that you haven't been able to work with yet that you really would like to?
I think probably the the anal site tushy because I
Oh
love anal,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
then the blacks because just
Uh,
because I love
yeah.
anal and BBC, so I'm like,
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Tushy and Black. Yeah, if you shoot for one of them, the likelihood that you shoot for the other is super
mm,
fucking high.
mm.
Tweet at them. Make your fans tweet at them. Be like, take my ass. Like, they might too. Companies love stuff like that. When you
Yeah.
like get your fans to respond or just to tag them,
Mm,
they really do. That's like big now,
mhm.
especially with all these new trends. How are you dealing with, because you've been in adult work for so long, how do you deal with like all these new trends? TikTok, Reels, all the new trends that you can hop on to make money or to do safer work stuff and hopefully not get your page deleted.
It's that part. It's
Mm-hmm.
the so I started my OnlyFans in 2020 during,
Mm-hmm.
I think lots of dancers did. It was like suddenly all the strip clubs are closed. In Florida, it was only for 6 weeks that the strip clubs were closed, but we all still hopped on
Oh.
OnlyFans like real quick. But back then
Mm-hmm.
it was like the Wild West. Like you could post
Yeah.
nudes on Instagram with just like
Yeah.
emojis over,
Yeah. You
and
could do
like
whatever you
Snapchat, I
want.
had a Snapchat premium.
Oh
It
my
was,
God, I know.
and now it's like you get reported. But you could do like a tag to your OnlyFans
Yeah.
on Instagram, like in your story. It was like,
It was awesome. We had it so good for a couple of years. And the sad part is it's a cycle. It happens with all these new sites that come out because eventually the people who don't like us like are like, no, no, they're
having fun
making too
over
much,
there.
yeah, too much money's going on over there. And it was back because COVID. You
Mhm,
know, people were really spending their money on the
mhm.
whores. It was really nice for us, and we appreciate you so much.
Mhm,
But now everyone is going through it. It's
mhm,
recession. We got all these weird times. How are you dealing with all the big changes that go on in the industry, from the different testing standards that we
mhm.
added to all the new requirements, for traveling to even go to these places if you want to? How are you dealing with it?
I suppose because I've only been doing the mainstream for like 8 months, the traveling and
Right.
I started doing the TTS testing like when I was doing collabs,
Oh,
and then
yes.
but it was like everyone did it for like every month,
Right,
and
right,
then it was
right.
like MGen. I was like, that's a thing. Like, wow, they're inventing new STDs now.
Literally,
Wow.
I was so confused. I was like, okay, so we have MJAM, we have some form of chlamydia that's going around. That's awesome. Like,
I didn't know that.
yeah,
Right.
it was in Florida, and
Probably happy I don't know
everyone
that.
was like, "Oh yeah, people keep getting chlamydia." So I just refused to work for a while because I
Hmm.
was so scared, and I was like, MGen already terrified me, and I was like, I
Hmm.
don't even know what the fuck that is. Like, and
No,
then chlamydia, I'm like, I can't have one. I just can't. It was too
no.
much. So I just didn't like. I did my own thing, or like the girls, we were doing like TikToks and stuff like that, trying to cope. But I just can't get down with the dancing on TikTok and stuff. It's not my
Mm.
vibe. I'm too much of a burnout. I don't think I can commit to that.
I think that I'm a bit of a perfectionist. And I'm millennial, obviously. So it's
Mhm.
like, I feel like my Gen Z friends, like my girlfriends that are Gen Z,
Yeah,
they'll just like make a TikTok or make a
they
reel
love
like
it.
so quickly.
I'm like, oh, I can't.
And I'm like, literally like screenshotting to like, I don't know, I'm like trying to
No,
like,
literally to make sure it's like perfect. And I'm
yeah.
like, I can't. I'll stress
Like,
myself out
and
doing
then,
this.
and then the TikToks or the reels that do well is always the one that like doesn't, like, I don't think I look good in it. And it just
Literally.
like, that one for some reason takes traction. Like,
It's horrible.
why?
I know it's horrible. I'm like, fuck,
What is
dude.
that? How does the internet know which one you spent the least amount of time on
Right.
that
And it's
you
like
don't?
that'll hit. I
Yeah.
know. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's the trends. It's the
Mm.
trends. We just gotta adapt.
Oh,
It's terrible.
I think I know why my most viewed
Ooh,
reel did
why?
well.
Tits
I did
out, ass
no,
out.
no. So it was after the hurricane last year,
Ah,
and
yeah.
my
It was
AC came
crazy.
back on. I've got like an old, like a 1948 bungalow house, so it's got window units,
Oh,
like
got you. Yeah.
AC units, because I haven't had it
Yeah.
redone yet with
Florida.
the central.
Mm-hmm.
So the AC came back on after the hurricane. And I was like, oh my God, the AC's back on. So I just literally put my phone down and started twerking in front of the AC, like, oh my God, the AC's
Love.
back on. And then I put the song Coming In Hot, which I didn't realize is a Christian song. So
No
literally,
fucking
yeah.
way.
So people are like, how can you defame this good Christian song with your
Holy
thotism and
shit.
stuff? And I was
Holy
like,
shit.
yeah,
I didn't know.
literally. I didn't
That's
know.
really
I had
fucking
no
funny.
idea.
That's
No.
awesome.
So I think that's what, and I didn't even realize. And then I didn't even realize for the longest time. And even when I seen people
That's
say this
really
good Christian
funny.
song, I was kind of like liking the comment, like, haha. I was
Right.
like, yeah, I'm a bit ditzy, so it was funny.
I didn't know that. I wouldn't have gotten it either. I'd be like,
Mm.
maybe it's a little joke. I don't know. Like,
Mhm.
you know these kids on their Tic Tacs.
But everyone was saying I'm from the what's it called, straight from the trailer park because of the AC unit, and I was like, actually,
Pardon you.
not
Like,
that there's anything wrong with being in a trailer park, but it's just like how he like it's very judgmental. Maybe it's a Florida thing. I don't know.
oh, people talk crazy online. Oh my gosh. It's why I literally don't even look at comments
Mm-mm.
because sometimes our for the show, you know, we post certain clips, and sometimes it'll be doing really well. And I'm like, let me watch the clip again to see what we were saying. And as soon as I watch it, I'm like, oh fuck, I already know what the comments look like, and it's
Yeah.
nuts. But it's also kind of funny because I mean they're still engaging, they're still watching. It's still and like we have fun. Like so it's
Mhm.
like we don't really care. Like
Oh,
it just it fascinates me. Like I'm like, wow. Like, oh, they mad.
yeah. I think that it's like you said about like being being in in the sex industry for a long time and then like how that makes you kind of like more I don't know, more buoyant in myself.
Right. Hell
So
yeah.
it's like I really like love my life choices. I love my life. If I didn't, I would do something else. Like
Mhm.
I'm not like I literally I love my life. So for somebody to have something to say about it, I'm like, oh, like literally couldn't care
Yeah, it's
less.
going over me. I love that. You know, if you could give advice to a girl who wanted to get into mainstream porn,
Hmm.
what are some like key pieces of advice you would give to her?
Mm. I don't know if I'm really equipped to give too much advice because I'm so new myself. But
Mm-mm. It
I'd
still
say,
matters. Oh, I know it's fall.
I would definitely. Oh no,
I'm like, it dropped on me.
do you have a word for that in America? Like,
It's called someone's fucking your bitch.
uh, so in England we call it the cherry. Like, do you call it the cherry? Like
The
the bit on the end
cherry.
of your joint is your cherry?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
you do call that okay.
The cherry.
The cherry.
I
So
like
like,
that.
or like blims or hot rocks, like falling on you like hot rocks. This is so funny. So when I was like a little bit of smoke humor, but when I was a teenager living in England, we'd sit on my sofa and smoke, but we used to smoke this thing called solid, which I don't think yet it's like hashish, but like
Mm.
crap hashish
Yeah.
that you get cheap. You'd like burn it and put it in the Rizzler, the
The bong.
zigzag, no,
Yeah.
the paper. And then as
Oh.
you smoke, then the little bits of hash would come off, and you'd have to go like this because all your clothes would have blim
Oh
marks,
my
like
God.
burns in them.
Yeah.
But my mum's sofa, when we took up the carpet, when she got
Oh,
new
that's
carpet,
probably
all the front
fucked
of the
up.
sofa was just
Yeah.
like it was like I was like, oh my god, we've
Sorry.
smoked a lot on this
You're like, my bad,
sofa.
dude. My bad. Oh my gosh,
Sorry,
I
mum.
know. I feel like I've smoked for forever, but
Mm.
especially now that I'm in porn, I definitely am not gonna stop. I love smoking.
Hmm.
And it's like good for me, good for my job. I have all these pens that like make you horny if you smoke them. I love that. Like,
I saw that.
yeah, girl.
That's gonna be that's gonna
Yeah,
be dangerous
girl.
with me because
So I know because I'm already horny.
yes.
So it's like, so this is how I felt when one time we got like Lady Viagra basically, and they wanted us to test it out because we're like all performers and we're whores, you know, like
Hmm.
whatever. We were all down. We were like, fuck yeah. And we did. And I was like, not gonna lie, it kind of feels like we're rolling. And everyone
Hmm.
was like, yeah, like it
You like rubbing
definitely.
your head and like
Yeah, no, we all felt good, like
yeah.
way too good. But it literally, like, it felt like we were rolling. So that wasn't good. So
Mm.
we weren't allowed to do that again.
Oh,
Because, you
oh,
know,
because you were acting too crazy, like
no, because our agent was like, yeah, you shouldn't be like yelling. It's like ecstasy.
oh
Like,
yeah,
yeah, he was
yeah.
like,
That's
that's not, we're
no,
not doing that. So,
no.
yeah, no more Lady Viagra's for us. But it was fun that one night.
I always feel like, you know, like the mad scientists.
Yeah.
So when I'm making a protein drink and I put maca root in it,
Oh, you are horny.
because I'm like,
Girl.
I'm already horny and I'm like, like I know that I'm already a fucking menace.
I think
Like,
it's, look, it's one of these aphrodisiac.
yeah, I'm probably gonna get that confiscated off me, off my boyfriend, because like they say you want a woman with a high sex drive until you get a woman with a high sex drive.
Oh my God, yeah,
And
poor
then
guy. He's probably
like
tired.
He's tired.
Is
Bless
he?
him. Bless him. He's tired. But and the thing is though is that he gives it like when we've got like a 3-hour drive and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, let me suck your dick.
Like,
And
let
then
me fucking
he's like,
do
he's like,
something.
let's get like an hour along the journey first and then you can suck my dick because
It's like a reward system. Okay.
literally.
I could do that.
But yeah, it's definitely a fine line because if I get too horny and it's like
Yeah.
it's dangerous.
Because then, here's the deal. I feel like we're simpatico. If I get too horny, like in that instance, like you're driving and you tell me I have to wait an hour, I'll just start playing with my pussy.
Yeah.
And then guess what, buddy? You're either pulling over or you're making it dangerous. But something's about to happen.
Or
Like,
the truck drivers are getting a nice
yeah, they're
view.
getting a show. And
But
I
there's-
got toys.
The underpasses. We actually stopped once. We've just been at a collab.
No fucking
having
way.
a
At
lifestyle.
the underpass?
Yeah, we'd all
Awesome.
been fucking for 4 hours with
Awesome.
another couple, like shooting.
At the underpass?
No.
Oh, I was like, holy shit. I was like, you're some freaks for
No,
real.
no,
Holy
we've been at a
shit.
collab for 4 hours. Fucking for
I
4
got
hours.
you, I
And
got
then on the way home, there's at the underpass and the cars rocking on the underpass and stuff. I mean,
Hey, let me tell you something. I'd have been so tired after the 4 hours.
no, but don't you find? I think that like so some things is like a bowl of sugar that gets used up, and some things
Oh,
is like
man.
a muscle that gets stronger. And to me, horniness is like a muscle that gets stronger. The
Yeah,
more you
that's
use
fair.
it, the stronger it gets. I swear. For women, anyway. For men, it's like a sugar that you can use up. But
Right,
for women,
right.
it's like a muscle that gets stronger. So
I feel like at a certain point, I just become like crazy. It's like irrational, you know? Like my pussy's swollen.
mhm,
We probably shouldn't keep fucking, but like I want to.
yeah.
And that's a problem, I've realized. Like I shouldn't do that. Like
It's probably like, especially when you know you've got like a shoot. Like
yeah.
I had an anal shoot a couple of weeks ago,
Ooh.
and it was getting to the time I should get up and get my prep and everything like this.
But you were
And then it's like, well, that makes it more like it's like, oh,
I
you
know, and it's
shouldn't.
like, well, he's not having my pussy.
Yeah.
So you can fuck that.
But no, so actually you said this was really funny. So you know people like slipping it in the wrong hole?
Yeah.
Well, I guess because I was like really turned on, and
Yeah.
then the wrong hole didn't feel like the wrong hole for the first inch or so.
Oh no.
So we
Yeah.
went full at the wrong
Stop.
hole, and I was like, ah! And I was like, actually, keep on going.
You know what? We're already here. Like, come on.
Yeah. So a little bit of like priming
Anal
priming
cream.
the
I love that
shoot.
shit.
Like, oh no, I
Oh,
love
would you
anal.
mind standing up for me for a second and doing a little spin?
Do a little twirl.
Yeah.
As you're a lady, I'll do it. I hate it when men ask you to twirl. I'm like, no, like I don't
As
want
you
to twirl.
should.
No.
And I'm like, fuck you.
I will walk away, and you'll be lucky to see me leave. But no.
Knowing me, I trip though. So cute.
I'm very clumsy, so I'll probably trip as well.
I am.
That's why I say try it on the spot.
Do you have any content that you're dropping soon that you want to give a shout out to?
Cuck You Pay Me, my new
Mm.
cuck page, and like
Yes.
that's probably the main thing that I'm like passionate about getting going. And I'm so bad at like paperwork and things like that, like all the IDs and stuff like that. That's one thing. Like you said, the industry training.
Yes.
So
yes.
once I've got all of that kind of stuff sorted, then I'll be really excited for that.
It's
and-
honestly confusing though, because the sites keep changing the requirements. Like literally the past year, they've changed the requirements and changed the paperwork. So it's like, cool, I'll just get another legal team to look at this shit and make sure it's copacetic. Because I've had paperwork that I did years ago that I literally had to redo with someone who thankfully is just around in the industry.
Oh, okay.
Because they're like, oh, we can't accept that form of paperwork, even though
Yeah.
it was like legal, that you know, like it's
yeah.
insane.
Oh, I lost loads of content from my early time, but honestly, I'm like, this is a good excuse to make new.
Right, to revamp and like get my
Mhm.
shit together. I totally
Actually,
agree with that.
That's one thing actually that I'm excited about doing is more
What?
fetish stuff. So I just went over.
Ooh, what kind?
So I just went over and did the primal fetish, and I just did a couple of fetishes. I did
Yes.
like mind control and wrestling.
Okay, so the mind control is like the first porn ever that I shot, like ever. I swear to God.
amazing.
And you're telling me,
That's literally like
so I
unbelievable.
did that and I was like, okay, that was like, it was fun, but not obviously what I expected. And then my next porn shoot, I was doing J-Mac with Bang Bros.
Oh.
And they were like, "This is your first porn shoot?" And I was like, "Yeah, like mainstream." And they're like, "And you're working with J-Mac?" I was like, "Yeah, I guess." And they're like, "Okay, good luck." I was like,
Mhm.
"Fuck, dude." That was scary. But he's
Mhm.
fine. He's like the nicest guy ever. He's a sweetie.
Mhm.
Even though it is daunting. His dick is really big.
That was funny when that's one of the funniest things actually. I was just thinking, was it Crystal the makeup artist? Was a different makeup artist.
Oh
I
yeah.
was just about to do one of my first mainstream shoots in Miami, and I was doing the bang bus, and and yeah, they were like, "Oh, so you do the bang bus?" I was like, "Yeah, I've done
Mhm.
my anal," but they're like, "Anal
You did anal on the bang bus?
with Jonathan," and I was like,
Get the fuck
"What?"
out. What?
Yeah,
Girl,
I was
what?
like, I was like, "Yeah," but I wasn't scared until they said it, and then I was
Right.
like, "Oh, like, should I be scared?" And then I was like, "'Cause yeah, like, it's
Yeah.
a bus," and like
No, but honestly, I didn't know girls did anal on the bang
it's very
bus.
unusual apparently. I think that's why they were especially shocked, and then it was like,
Yeah,
you
I'm
know
like, whoa, I didn't even know
yeah,
they did that.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Was it a good scene? Did you like it?
Yeah, I did.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
good.
I think the fun
That's
side of
really cool
things.
too, especially if it's not done a lot, to be like one of the
Mm,
girls who does something like that. That's big. That's gonna be a scene that'll like stick around for a
mhm,
while. It's always stuff like that people don't see a lot
mhm.
or scene you don't really like. And
Yeah, I'm
people love
sure.
that one for forever. But it's okay because fans,
Yeah.
that's fine.
That happened randomly the other day, actually. I was on
Hmm.
somebody else's live on OnlyFans.
You
And
paid for a live or you are on
oh
live?
no, I was on my friends. We were both live on OnlyFans.
Oh,
And
gotcha,
then one of
gotcha.
her fans came on and was like, "Oh, it was like, hang on, did you do shoplifter with MILF?" And I was like, and that's the one that I really like. I just didn't, I like the makeup. I love my the male talent,
Yeah,
Peter Fitzgerald, I like everything,
yeah.
but the makeup and the look, I just didn't like the way I was shot in that. I
Mm-hmm,
seen the pictures
mm-hmm,
and stuff, and I
mm-hmm,
was like, I just don't look very good. But I kind of let go of attachment to that. But then he
yeah.
was like, "Oh my god, I just watched that," and I was like, "Of all the porn on the internet, how are you going
I
to watch
know,
that
I
scene and then
watched
go on
that one.
live
I
and that one
know.
and then come on and be like, 'Oh, I recognize you from that one?'" I was like, "Do you
Yes.
recognize me from that one?"
I know there's some that I'm like, fuck, like it couldn't have been any other video like that one.
Mm.
But then, I feel like down the road I'll appreciate it more.
Oh god,
Like I'm like, oh my God, I look so bad and they were attracted to me. Like, thank you. Like, thank
or
you. I
like
needed that.
when I'm 70 and I'll be like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I was getting them off with this one, baby. That was my hit. Like, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Is there anything that you like won't do in porn? That's like a hard no. Because you did say you're opening yourself up to fetishes, but is
Yeah.
there like a limit?
So I say no, like scat stuff really. Like I'm not really into that.
Same, same.
Um, and then I've got my own limits because I'm kind of like in my personal life, I've got things that I do enjoy. So
Mm-hmm.
like with my boyfriend, I enjoy being submissive. So I wouldn't go and do a scene with somebody and have them spit on my face or anything like that
Mm.
because that's kind of like special
No, it's
for
like your guys' thing. No, I
yeah.
totally get
So
that.
that's probably my hardest limit. But then when it comes to like the I think yeah, I'm not crazy about I like the stepmom stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The when it gets too much about young youth and stuff like that, I'm like, I don't
Girl.
know. That I wouldn't like if
Yeah.
a scene calls for it and I'm thinking like I'm putting myself in that role to do it, but I'm like, I don't know. I haven't come across a scene that I've been like, no for that kind of thing, but you know what I'm talking about. I don't
Yes,
want to get
I
the ick
do.
for that.
No, and you won't. So I'm 29 now, but I've been performing since I was 18. So think about that, right? I've literally gone from doing like all the new girl stuff to like even now they're like barely putting me in MILF stuff. It's literally
Yeah.
funny to me.
Well, you got baby face.
I know. And I don't think but then when I'm looking at other I'm like, "Oh, I do have a baby face." Like I do. But like I did a scene with this guy, bless his heart. It was Lil D when he first got in the industry. And when they told me he was 18, I was like, okay. I've
Mm,
never worked with a younger guy. Like, it's
mhm,
gonna be fine. But for some reason, I was like so taken back by that. And I'm like, I've never been with a younger guy, like, not
mhm.
even in my personal life. That's
No,
not fuck no. I absolutely not. The men I fuck are like 40 to like 50. Like that's my sweet
filth.
spot. Yeah. Yeah, I want a father.
Oh, imagine that porn star with daddy issues. Imagine that. This is
No,
never
it's actually fucked up.
so,
I have
so
mommy
rare.
issues.
Oh,
I know. She's a
baby.
bitch.
I'll put you in a school uniform
Oh
and I'll
my
pick you
god.
up from the bus.
Yay! It's actually crazy. My mom's a redhead. Well, she dyes her hair red.
I don't.
She's a blonde naturally.
Well, we can make something work,
We
you
can make
know.
it work. Yeah, it'll fine. It'll fit. It'll fit just
I'm
fine.
already seeing you in the school. When you said like about being 29 and
Yeah,
saying you
yeah.
look young, I can imagine you in a school uniform. Like,
That's what I was in when I shot for Primal Fetish. We did the hypno stuff, and that was crazy. And then it was foot stuff, and I was like, "This is porn. This is porn." And it's like a subsect of porn. Like the fetish community is huge, but I expected to get railed by like a
oh
big
yeah.
porn dick on, you know. So
Mm.
it was cool, but there was no railing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think the foot stuff is funny because my boundaries when I go into like a girl, like a
Right.
collab or something
Right.
like this, the first thing I'll ask is like, okay, set boundaries,
Yeah.
like, and they'll say their boundaries. I'm like, are you okay with having your toes sucked to girls?
Oh
And I'm
yeah,
okay to
that's a
lick your
good one to
asshole
ask.
because literally, like, I love. Oh, I don't think I have a foot
Is
fetish.
that your thing?
I I don't
You
know if it's
like?
my thing, but
Well, you brought
I
it
think it
up.
might be my thing.
Yeah, it
Like,
might be
but
your
then literally,
thing.
I'll be at like a party or something, and then somebody's like doing something sexy, and I'm
Right,
like,
right.
"Can I suck your?" And I'm like, "Second," and they're like, "I think you might have a foot fetish." I'm like, "I don't have a foot fetish. I just want to put this
Maybe
to
for
rest."
girls.
Yeah, I think that it's, I know. I think I have a pleasure fetish. I want somebody to
I
have pleasure,
like
and I know
that.
it feels nice.
Yes.
And if they're like
And it
having pleasure,
also,
and then they got the
because
toes
it's
in their
something
mouth.
I don't really like, right? I think it's kind of like a form of like self-degrading too. That when you like do that to girls and you're like, no, I don't have a foot fetish, but you're like sucking there to please them. That's like
Yeah,
for a form of like low-key self-degrading
yeah,
because it's like, no, I don't like this, but I know she likes this and
yeah.
I want to please her. Like,
Like goddess
yeah,
worship
that's
kind of
how
thing.
horny you are. That's hot. It's fucking
Mhm.
hot. I like you. Oh, we're gonna have to hang out sometime. This
Mhm.
was really great. I'm fucking blasted. We're gonna give you a goodie bag to go home with because
Yay.
you didn't partake, but it's because she's professional. And I don't know if you noticed, guys, you have been going to XBiz,
Mhm.
darling.
Yes.
How has it been so far?
So far, so good. It's
Yes, I
yeah,
love it.
it's been
Ah,
fun.
I've had a blast. We'd love to have you back sometime.
Oh, I'd love to
This
come
is
back
amazing. I'm
anytime.
Adriana Maya. This is Elise London. This is Spliffs and Giggles, brought to you by the Red Eye District. Good night, guys.